Hey everybody, Liz with 2Z's here and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial using blue eyeshadows. And I'll be the first to admit I am not a makeup guru by any means, but today's video was actually a special request by one of my viewers, Rochelle. And if you're watching this, hi Rochelle. So basically I'm just going to be doing a eyeshadow look using some blue eyeshadows, different hues from a couple different palettes that I have. I actually have these two Zodiac palettes. This one was a gift to me by my friend Stormy a couple years ago, and then later around Valentine's Day, the same company was doing this palette on sale. I think I maybe only paid like $18 for it, and it has a lot of really nice shades in it, a couple blues that maybe I'll pull from. The middle color here is supposed to be a highlighter, but I do put highlighters on my eyes a lot. Most commonly, this Fenty Beauty highlighter. It's gonna have color all over it. It's disgusting. I'm so sorry. It's mostly because I'll just like dip my fingers in it and I'll either put it on my cheeks or I'll put it right on my eyelids in substitution of eyeshadow sometimes. And then this Zodiac palette is the one that my friend got me. I've used this silver a ton. Silver shades are probably one of my favorite. I love pairing them no matter what color I'm using, normally just in the corner of my eye or right along the bottom, which is probably something that I'm going to be doing today. And then last but not least, I've shown this palette off a couple times, mini controversy. I'll probably pull blue from either one of these two colors, which is exposed, oh no, canceled, my bad, canceled, and the simulation. Yeah, and I can't tell if Flat Earth is blue or not. It looks like a baby blue. We might use her. So first, I put my base makeup on. I put on my cover up, did my eyebrows, did lip color, just because that takes me 20 minutes to do, and I figured it didn't need to all be on camera because I really just wanted to focus on my eyeshadow in this video. The first thing that I like to do is I do like to use eyeshadow primer. And the one that I've currently been using is a Revlon Color Stay eyeshadow primer that I picked up from just Walmart. I think it was like $6.97, so like $6 or $7. The whole idea of using an eyeshadow primer for anybody who maybe doesn't already use eyeshadow primers is your eyeshadow sticks to your eyes a little bit better when you have like a wet base. And if you don't like to use a primer, you could very well just like, before I used to have like a little cap full, like a cap to a water bottle. I used to just take the cap off, put some water in it and put it on the table. And I would honestly just dip my eyeshadow brush into it to get it like damp. And then I would like dip it in my eyeshadow. Or I would dip it in the eyeshadow, dip it in the water. I think that makes more sense. I can't remember because it's been so long, just so that the pigment would stick to my eye a little better. It's been a long time, I've come a long way, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it works a lot better to just use a primer. But again, if you can't get your hands on one, a tiny bit of water will do you just as good. But again, that's only if you really need your eyeshadow to stay for a longer period of time. If it's only going to be a couple hours, it's not a huge deal. Or if you're worried about like humidity or maybe like sweating your makeup off, I would also suggest the primer. I only use a tiny amount. I don't know what I would measure that to. A tiny, tiny amount. And I just dab some on my eyelid. I've used my finger before. I prefer a Q-tip for better control. And it basically is almost the same color as my skin. Like it's a very cream color. And I didn't even decide what colors that I wanted to use. Hold on. Let's see. This one doesn't have a lot of blues. This one, I feel, because there's matte colors and there's shimmery colors. And for anybody, because I know there's going to be different people watching who may be, you know, beginner level, not beginner level with makeup, and I by am no means an expert, very amateur in the field. Some people don't like mixing mattes, which don't have any like shimmer to them, with shimmery shades. I don't mind mixing them on my eyes. I almost always have glitter on my eyelids, and that's just kind of like a signature look for me. I am gonna take this bigger blunt brush since I'm just working on my eyelid right now. I don't really care about the portion control at first because I will go back in and clean it all up. I'm just going to take a little bit of this blue, and keep in mind if you're not doing a blue look or if maybe you're using a different color, you can take whatever color you want to be your base, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that all over my eyelid. Mostly on the center. I'm not going to work too hard on the inner corner or the outer corner, just because I'm going to go back with a darker color and a lighter color. So I'm not going to work too hard to like blend in those two areas. If it gets there, it's not a huge deal, but I'm not going to work to really blend there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put some eyeshadow primer on the other eye because I like to kind of do both eyes at the same time. I used to do one eye completely and then do the other eye, and I just found out that that was just a method that I did not care to do at all, because by the time I'd be completely finished with one eye, I would be tired and exhausted, and then I didn't feel like doing the other eye. So if I just do them both kind of simultaneously, you'll be done before you know it, and I'm more grateful. I think I used too much. You'll be more grateful that you did, at least I am. Just used a Q-tip to wipe some of the primer off. If you get too much, it's not going to harm you. I just think it can get messy, and it's not necessary. I've also found that if you buy like good quality eyeshadows, you might not need an eyeshadow primer compared to buying cheaper eyeshadows. This isn't always true, but when I've used cheaper eyeshadows that I've purchased, I can make them look like they were a more expensive eyeshadow just by using an eyeshadow primer alone. Like, they instantly look nicer, they look more pigmented, and they stay longer, and people are like, oh, that's a really nice eyeshadow. And when I tell them that it's just something by maybe e.l.f., and they're blown away that it was just a few dollars, it's simply because, like, using something like a primer or knowing how to use it sometimes, and it can take a lot of practice, and I am by no means perfect. You have to remember that your face is a canvas, and that blue eyeshadow is dangerous. Look at how extreme this is. I was hoping it would pair with the blue in my hair, if you want me to be honest. Okay. That's where we're at so far. I have this little, like, brush swatcher that I've shown off in a couple videos before. Whether I use this brush or not, I like to clean them off in case I like to go back, and it helps clean off your brush. If you don't have one of these, something that I used to use beforehand was just a paper towel on the table. Religiously for years, I've used a paper towel to quickly brush, like, clean off my brushes in between use if you don't have like a handful of them on deck, and they just look like paintbrushes, but you literally use them on your face because, like I said, your face is a canvas. And that's kind of what I really think that you should treat makeup as, and a little like you'll be more successful with the outcome of what it is you're trying to do if you let your creativity flow like that and maybe not be so afraid to step out of your comfort zone. The nice thing about this, I didn't do it this time, but this little sponge in the center here, I mean, one, you can remove it, but two, like you can actually get it moist if you wanted the center part to be damp, and you could clean it off and then just brush off the center, like clean around it, clean the center if it's damp. This again was just like, I don't know, maybe 10 to 16 bucks at Ulta, which has come a long way from the paper towels. Next, I am gonna change brushes. I never used to change brushes before I had them, but I will admit I prefer these short, blunt brushes when I am packing in the corners of my eyes, like the outer edge and the inner corner. I feel like it's easier for me to have more control. If you only have one style of brush, you can make it work. It just might not be as easy. I am going to go in with, it might be dark, but I just really, really like the Simulation. And I think I want to put a little bit on my outer corner. And I'm making this up as I go, per usual. And when I put it on my outer corner, I start just like that, but I end up going along my waterline to blend right along here. I don't go too far, and then I'll move it up. And sometimes I will take the dark color and I'll brush it over the crease. So I'm gonna go back to the mirror to like clean it up, but I like to take the dark color, make sure you get it in the corner, brush down along the waterline by your lashes, and then up over your eyelid crease to kind of like cut it, if that makes sense. I'm gonna clean it up in the mirror here and then show you what that final look looks like. And keep in mind, I get powder all over, so I do keep like big clean brushes nearby to just wipe away excess powder, because I make a mess. Okay. So I took some of the dark color and I flattened my brush like this, and I like to slowly blend to bring some of the color, no matter what color it is I'm using, up my lid so that it's not intense, but that it blends out. Okay. I am going to go in and clean it up with a little bit of a lighter color, because I don't know if you can see it on camera, but in person, I made it a little too dark over here than what I would preferably like. Actually, I might not need to. I think when we go back with like a silver light color, I think I'll be able to save it. I'm going to do the dark on this side, and we'll see how this looks. So again, I'm going to grab the dark color, and don't feel frustrated if you can never get your eyes to be even. I don't think I've ever had my eyes what I think to look even, whether or not other people thought they looked even. So remember, sometimes like it might be in your head if you think that your makeup didn't turn out as perfect as you wanted it to. Again, just brushing it in the corner, and then right along the base of the eyelid, right where your lashes are, and then I brush along the crease. I'm going to flatten it and try to blend outwards without looking bruised. Okay, So I finished with the other side, and we have the outer corners done. Let me take like a big brush to just brush off any excess that we have. I want to use that same blunt brush and just make sure it's really cleaned off. Excuse me. I want silver because I love silver. And I'm going to go in with Gemini. They're all named after different zodiacs, if you can't tell from the zodiac palette. So hello, my Geminis. This was one of my favorite colors. And I want to go in on the corners with this. And that's just a signature thing I do. I'm probably going to put it, I go obnoxious with the glitter. I go all in the corner and then onto the eyelid, and I blend up. And honestly, I'll probably put it underneath as well, like under my waterline, and swoop out with it. Like, it's a lot of like glitter. So we'll start with the corner. Wow, I love it. And I just brushed it up and over right along the arch. Kind of giving me mermaid vibes, I can't even lie. And then, just because I love glitter, I'm going to take it and put it right along the outer edge here. Right under my waterline, and brush out like a wing so that it cuts the bottom blue there, just like it'll cut the bottom blue here. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with the other side and just put a little bit of glitter. Brush up and over, just because that's the technique that I like to do. You don't have to use as much glitter as I use, it's just what I like to do. So it's 5 million times. And then again, I'm going to take and start maybe from like the midsection of my eye and brush out, but I keep it sideways like this. I'm gonna go back in and harshen this one up, midsection of my eye out. Awesome. So I like to go in and clean this up just a little, not only with a brush, because you'll get glitter everywhere, but I like to take my powder foundation, which is just Revlon Color Stay, and I will like re-mattify the bottom of my face so that the glitter area just kind of stays around my eyes. Okay, so here's where we're at. So I think I'm going to actually use just a tiny bit of this. I can't promise it'll work. I've only used it a couple times. It's not the one that my sister recommended. She does not do YouTube videos, although I have to do a video with her. My sister's name is Marissa, and she does an amazing job with makeup, way better than I could ever hope to be. And she recommended white eyeliner to me. This was not the brand she recommended because I couldn't find the one that she did. This is Color Precise Up to 24-Hour Wear eyeliner by Rimmel London, and it's literally just a felt tip white eyeliner, and I like to put little dots by my eyes, and I'm thinking about just putting 3 white dots on the edge if I can get them to stay. Okay, so they're there. There's that. Let me see if I can get the other side. And I am going to like do it twice to try to make them look thicker. Okay, and that is the other side. Not really even. Definitely not even. I think that's as good as it's gonna get though. Yep, I think that's as good as it's going to get. And last but not least, we are going to put on some mascara. And this has been my go-to mascara for over a year now, at least, almost 2 years at least this December. It is called Milk, the brand is called Milk Makeup, and this is their Kush Waterproof Mascara. I used to use Urban Decay's waterproof mascara, and I would say it's pretty comparable to this, but I kind of think that this one doesn't clump my lashes nearly as much as the Urban Decay one did. I feel like I get more longevity out of this one, I guess we'll say. Maybe like an extra month or two, but still right around the 6-7 month mark. If you're using this daily, I would recommend getting a new mascara because that's right around where I need to like change mine. So putting mascara on is pretty self-explanatory. I start with my top lashes, then I do my bottoms. No one needs to see me make that awkward face, so let me put my mascara on real quick and I will be right back. Wait a minute. Hold up. Before I do mascara, I almost left out a step. This. Actually, some people put this on after they do mascara. I like to put on my setting spray before I do mascara, and even though it's waterproof, it's mostly because I just feel like my lashes look a lot better not spraying them, if that makes sense, no matter how good your mascara is. And because I'm not putting false lashes on today, I did order new false lashes to test for you guys from Glamnetic because the only ones that I have are these super dramatic ones. So I ordered not so dramatic ones from them to try, that are supposed to be like a shorter, more natural length that I could wear when I'm just doing nice eyeshadow like this, but maybe not like going out and doing anything. So I've religiously used Urban Decay's setting spray since like high school at least, so years. I'm currently using the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte. So I just shake this up a bunch, and I like to cover my whole face. And I just do an X formation and a T formation. Just like that. And we'll let her dry, and then I'll put on my mascara and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and this is the final look. So I can't lie, I honestly feel like a mermaid with this, and I know that the white dots on either side aren't exactly symmetrical, but it is what it is. It's never going to be even, and I'm okay with that. And it makes me like the blue in my hair just a little bit more because I wasn't really digging it before. Now, Regardless, you don't have to have the same eyeshadow palettes as me. You don't have to even be doing blue. I only used, I think, 3 shades today. And to take away from this, essentially whatever eye color you're doing, I use a medium color in the middle, dark color in the corner. Whatever dark color I use, I try to cut the eyelid with. And then I like to use a shimmery shade in the corner that I like to sweep underneath and overlay my arch with as well, up higher up than just the crease. And that's kind of like a general formula I've always done with my eyes. And anyone who knows me in person has seen the same exact look in pink, in green, in purple, in blue, but just different various shades off of my different various palettes. And it's just because I honestly follow this same technique. I have done different styles before where I've used 8 different shades to create a different blended look, but today's look just used 3 shades of eyeshadow. And you do not have to use eyeshadow primer. You don't even have to get your eye brush, your little brush wet at all. That was just a tip if you're looking for more longevity out of the wear of your eyeshadow. Yeah, and then last but not least, my only real tip is setting spray, either in conjunction with primer if you're really looking for makeup that's going to last for like 48 hours. Like I could fall asleep in this makeup and wake up tomorrow and it would look the exact same. I could guarantee that. I would put money on that. Is that sanitary? No. Is that good for my skin? No. Do I recommend that? No. Could I do it because of these products? Yes. And that's all that I was really going to point out with that, is it's something that is possible depending on what your lifestyle looks like. Again, not a beauty guru. I could say it a million times over. Could still receive some hate from the video, but it is what it is. Really just wanted to do a little tutorial for my friend Rochelle out there. So if you're watching again, I hope you liked the video, Rochelle. Anybody else who's watching, if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you like this video and want to see more like it in the future, just go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, wherever that little button is at. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!